Greetings, Earthlings! My name is Zero Jake, and welcome back to Space Engineers. Last we left off, we were building this lovely mining ship here. I've done a couple of alterations. First of all, you'll notice that we've doubled the amount of drills, and I've added some armor plating because, according to another person, it looked terrible. I've still got the sides open because we'll need to add some more stuff. We may need some more gyros. May need to add some more thrusters, etc. But for the moment, it does its job pretty well. Apart from the when we get the entire inventory full of resources, it's a bit unwieldy, let's say. But that's fine. It still functions as a mining ship. We just need to make sure we don't get over 100,000 kilograms worth of mass, because that's bad. And I've also done a couple of other things. I think I added another battery. You see, I can't remember what I've done. Yes. No, I don't remember. Right, I've thrown a oxygen generator here, so we have oxygen generation on site instead of in the buggy over there. What have I also done? I've increased the amount of solar panels that this can hold, doubled its production ratio, or its production capability, so when it's in daylight hours, which will be in 15 minutes, well, daylight minutes more like, it will produce 2.6 megawatts. Excuse me. Yes, which is, you know, a reasonable amount of power. But for not that long. Over half of the total time it takes for things to happen, but still not much, which is partially on the topic of today's video. So today we are going to be making the bunker. The bunker being where we house our medical room, our backup generators, and our cryopods, so that we can go in there and make sure that all these lovely tools that we've got don't disappear if I accidentally log out, because that keeps happening. Yeah, so first things first, we're going to need to expand the room, because we need a medical room. We also need a cryo. Hang on, I'll go on to control 4 and chuck everything there. What's that? A decorative. Oh, it's in a DLC pack. That's fine. So we need a cryo chamber. We need a medical room. Noting that they're on the same thing, so it doesn't matter really. We're then also going to need probably another battery, because increasing our power storage is always a good thing. We're going to need a small reactor. I have nipped up to space to grab some uranium, and we do have the materials to create a small reactor at this point in time. So we're going to use that to augment our solar panels, so we don't have to rely on them constantly. But solar panels are going to make the reactor more efficient, because power usage, whatever. Yes, and then we're also going to need to grab ourselves a oxygen tank. We might want to grab some oxygen farms as well, but currently I'm good on ice. We're going to use this back area here for our oxygen, so we're going to move this over to the back here and set up our oxygen and hydrogen tanks. Though the hydrogen tank is going to have to be somewhere else. Yes. And then we're going to need a conveyor pipeline that goes into the base, into this bunker. So I'm going to need to do a bunch of excavation. So I'm going to do that. I need more steel. Yeah, so I'm going to do that, and then we'll be back in but a moment from your perspective. Okay, so I've done a bit of mining and a bit of welding, and we've got this interior. This occupies a 5x4x2 area, so roughly 40 internal blocks, which is enough for what we need. Yeah, so we've got two ways to get in. This first one is the airlock. Hang on, if I place these here, you'll understand why. So we have a door here that goes into here, and then we have a air vent placed here, and then another door that goes out, so that we can toggle the air vent on and off and all that kind of malarkey, without having to worry about anything, which is warranted this extension here. And then we have our conveyor pipeline going along here out to here, and this is where we can access the cryopod and the medical room in order to provide oxygen to them, because both require oxygen. So yeah. Okay, so I'm going to... Don't do that. So the goal here is to get this place pressurized, right? So that we can stay in here without needing to drain our suit battery. So I can basically camp here whilst I'm waiting for the sun to go around, or for processes to happen, or if I'm AFK. Yeah, so first things first. I'm going to want to do the door, because the door is going to be the more interesting part. So in order to do that, let's just chuck this back here. We're going to want to enter the G menu, and we're gonna remove all this for now. I don't need it at the moment. We're going to want interior doors. Okay, they don't go by that name then. Yes, we want some sliding doors. Sliding door. What's this one? Offset door. You're selling an offset door as DLC. Well, as part of DLC. Or I could just get a mod. Yes, right. So we want sliding doors, and then we also want a air vent. Right, so let's... you know what's better, right? If we add these to the build planner. So, no, it's a door... Thank you. No, not... Sliding doors, yes. Get with the program, please. And then an air vent. Okay, and then we're just going to middle click here to grab everything. We just don't have bulletproof glass, which is fine. We're going to stick our air vent over here. Weld it up. Okay, and then we're going to stick our sliding doors like this. So we've got one sliding door that way, and one sliding door that way. Okay, seems good for now. So we can close this door, and we can open it again, and it's a slidey door. Instead of instead of one that's in the middle, it just takes up the entire block, which means that it's going to be more likely to be airtight, depending on what you're using it for. So this is what it should look like when it's closed, which is, you know, all right. And we can open it, and it's all good. Low. Yes, I know my energy's low. I'm working on it. The things I do for energy, quite a lot, in fact. Right. So now what we need to do is we need to chuck in our conveyor connection. So we're going to go grab some resources. Let's chuck them into the build planner, shall we? Convey. We're just going to grab, like, is that the large grid, or? Yeah, that's large grid. Okay. I'm just going to grab what we can. So first of all, we're going to convert junction here. Yep. Because that makes things pressurized. Using regular conveyor tubes doesn't. Place another one here, because we're going in multiple directions. Okay, and then we're just going to be using regular conveyor tubes from now on. So we can chuck, no, yes. Chuck the rest back in here, go to conveyor, remove that, chuck a conveyor tube in here, because they're the same cost for a curved. Yeah. And then we're just going to grab... How many do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 4. We're going to need more construction components, obviously. No, not 1,000. We actually do have the iron for that, so why don't we? So conveyor tube. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, of course, when we start adding to this section back here, we can modify this so that it uses less conveyor tubes, because we are going to need to add the oxygen tank at some point, but we've got an O2 generator, which means that we can generate O2. Right, Let's grab. Cannot withdraw 2 motors. Okay. Yep. 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 Okay, right. Allow me access. Right. I need motors. Feed me motors. Those are thruster components. Just those, please. I am just chucking more supplies at myself. I don't need more supplies, I just need motors. And I need a lot more motors than this at some point. Alright. Okay, so the way that this is going to work is that... what do we want? We're going to need another air vent in here, and then we're going to want a medical room, a reactor, a battery, because we may need battery power at some point, just so that we can have some backup power in case we run out. And then we're going to need a cryopod, and then probably some of the LCD screens we're using next to the cargo container, just for visibility's sake. Right, let's roll in. No, not this way. Alright. Weld. Right, and they should light up green because they're now connected, which means this is now connected. Room not pressurized. So if we close all of these doors, it will now pressurize the room. Depressurize off. Is it because the O2 generator... Ice? We have ice in the O2 generator. Interesting. Oh, no, we are full now. So I can take off my helmet. Hello. And we should be able to breathe, and it means that we don't consume energy whilst in here. I don't even have to have my helmet open for this effect to work. It just means that we are now pressurized. So I'm going to depressurize. Apart from the fact that that does nothing at the moment, so I'm just going to vent it out into space. And keeping it on depressurized means that it won't repressurize the room, which is going to be important. Right, so now that we've got that, and we've got this door so that we can keep pressure in this room, I'm going to weld up all of these, and then we'll be back in a second. Okay, so I've done a bunch of welding. Bunch of welding. And now we're going to set up our reactor, because I believe that the reactor should be the first thing that we set up in this thing. So we've got lovely section in here where it's all nice and dandy, and then we're going to weld this up with the last of the small steel I need. I forgot to grab the actual components, didn't I? Yes, you did. So we're going to go grab... Hang on, I can just mill click. Yes. We're going to go grab all of that from large steel, and then we're going to need to get ourselves 100 reactor components. How long are you going to decide to take? Oh no. Okay, so that's going to take several minutes, which is just brilliant, but that's fine. Now we need to make sure that the conveyor lines up so that we can use this as a conveyor point. Will make everything so much easier. There we go. And whilst that's being done, we can also get the other things we need. So what else we need? We're going to need ourselves a medical room. Medical room. Medical room is first on priority, so let's go grab that first. Because it's going to take us just a bit of time. Just a bit. And by bit I mean a significant amount. But we're waiting on reactor components, so we're going to go build it manually. Okay. There we go. That should be the small reactor online. Right, so that's the cryopod, the medical room, and the reactor. So now we should be able to use our refined uranium to power this place. It's going to produce 15 megawatts, which is well, I don't know, 7 times the amount that produces. It's a bit stupid, but it means that we're getting sufficiently enough power to charge up our batteries quickly enough, and it means that I can use this thing without being dangerously low on power for, I don't know, days on end. Now we are still being efficient because when the batteries are full, we won't be using the reactor, we'll only be using the solar panels until the solar panels are offline. Then we'll start using the reactor, but the reactor will be running at a very slow pace. It's just to keep the output the same no matter what our power supply is. Or at the very least, that's how Factorio does it. Don't know if it works here. Anyway, so we've got all this, but the problem is, if I try to use this cryopod,
no station fuel.
Apparently there's no station fuel, which means that we need to build ourselves an oxygen tank. Now, I've moved over this O2 generator so that we may try building this so-called oxygen tank. So we're going to do that. So let's grab ourselves... Hang on. It's all on here, isn't it? Apart from I deleted it from there, so it doesn't matter. Grab ourselves an oxygen tank. There's the oxygen, hydrogen. Ooh, there's a small hydrogen tank. Yeah, we're going to grab one of those as well, because that's going to be useful. Right, so where do we want to do this? Well, I suppose if we take out this connector and this connector. Right. As you can see. And then we're going to go grab ourselves... no, we're going to turn them into conveyors. We just need to go and grab a couple more components. So let's go grab from here. Thank you. Cargo. We're going to need all of you, and a couple of you, and a couple of you, just in case. So that's our conveyors. We're going to throw down both tanks eventually, but I'm just going to throw the hydrogen tank in for now. Chuck all this in. That's a medium cargo container on what? Oh, that's on a buggy. No. Connector. Thank you. I want my stuff back, please. Right, so let's go... What am I doing now? Go here, yes. Go here, middle click. Thank you. And then middle click. Requiring 39 large steel and 7 construction. Lovely. So let's get ourselves a tiny bit of construction. And how many? 39. Yeah. I'll build up a surplus of materials in between episodes, but we should be able to stick ourselves an oxygen tank, and if we make it so that it's facing the right way, like so. Hang on. Yeah. Then we can see it from above. Fancy. Right, so let's grab things. Just a few more. There we go. And this is now an oxygen tank. So if we have a look in here, it's now going to start being filled by... Why does that have percentages? I didn't think they use... Ah, I think that's the... solar our solar array script is showing us the percentage. That's useful. So it's now going to fill up with oxygen, a ton of oxygen. If we have a look at our O2, it's going to be churning through oxygen like no ice like no tomorrow. And if we have a look at how much ice we've got, we've got enough. So that will be filling slowly, and it means that if we go in here, I should be able to sit in here and we'll be fine.
No station fuel.
Or alternatively, I swear all you need... Oh, hang on. Right, that is a connection here. You are connected there. And you're connected here. You're definitely connected to the tank. Unless you aren't. On both ends? Hang on. Yes, yes. Okay. You are connected to the tank. You are connected to the conveyor network. Hang on.
No station fuel.
You are connected to the conveyor network. I can chuck stuff anywhere. Then why do you need hydrogen as well? Because that's going to be annoying if you do. Right, okay. We're going to go grab ourselves a small hydrogen tank as well. So let's go do that. Hydro, put down the build planner. Shift onto the build planner so it gets put into production. How many did I just do? Yeah, just once. Okay. And then we're going to go grab everything that we can. Make a hydrogen tank. Where do you say your name? You don't. How very weird. Well, I guess it's this way up because it's got the, yeah, it's got hydrogen yet. Let's do that. Stick some stuff. Grab some materials, stick some stuff. Grab some materials, stick some stuff. Grab some materials, stick and stuff. And then we're just waiting on a couple more pieces. Like, when I say a couple, I really mean a couple. Yes. Okay, well, you should now be filling up with hydrogen. Our reactor is now using uranium, and we've got a heavy surplus available for us. Okay, well, that up later. So we should be able to go into here. Sit in here.
No station fuel.
Define how we have no fuel. Under your strictest definitions, how do we have no fuel? Hang on. Tutorials, survival. Oh, that opens in browser. That's not going to be useful. Okay, I'm going to look it up, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so from what I can tell, this thing is lying through its teeth.
No station fuel.
On a technicality, I should be able to log back in, and then everything will be fine. But I'm not gonna dare try that mid-episode. Okay, we've got all this stuff here. If we want to close this door, this will then decant, and this will then extract. And maintain a rough pressure because there's lag. But if I close this door, this room pressure will hit nothing. And then if I open the door again, this room pressure should maintain itself. Despite the fact that this is the most wasteful way of doing this, it does mean that it's completely fine. Although I believe there might be a better way to do this. In fact, a better way to do this is just cut out the middleman, get rid of this air vent, just make it so this is constantly on, give me oxygen, and then we move this door here so that we don't have any oxygen gap, and then we just make sure that we close one of the doors before opening the other, before venting everything out into space. Yeah, that's probably the better idea. Yes. Yeah, I'll keep that around for now, though. That will do for now. We've got ourselves a safe location in which we can sit our character whilst we're offline or away from keyboard. We've got a reactor that's now boosting our energy, which is all good. And yeah, things are doing pretty good. I might set up a script that says that if one of our batteries is above a certain level in power, we turn off the reactor. And then if it's below a certain level of power, it turns it on. So we have like a gating system that means that we're not using the reactor all the time. Might want to set something up like that. And then yeah, we're probably going to expand our production capabilities and see if we can't build something a bit bigger and a bit more impressive. But until then, my name has been Zero Jake. End transmission.